Welcome back, beloveds. We're here for another month of the Energy Support Report, or lovingly called ESR, for April 2021. I'm Chantel. I am the owner and operator of Akashic Crystal Healing, where I do soul work on a soul level from my soul to yours. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or my webpage, and right here on the tube, delivering monthly messages for the energy and the support tools we need to get us through for the month at hand. So here we are. We're back at the beginning. We are back at the beginning of the zodiacal calendar. We had the spring equinox back in March a few weeks ago, and that opened us up to the new year. April really is the first full month in the new year for us, so life springs eternal here. We have all this new energy flowing in, and this is going to be a really good month for igniting the flame within. I have some awesome tools for you this month, some fire mantras, and of course I know we're gonna pick an amazing message from our deck at the end of this reading. But first, let's get into the astrological transits that are happening this month, the major ones that we should be paying attention to so we know how to navigate these waters with ease. The first thing that we have coming up is going to be on April 3rd, and this is when Mercury moves into Aries. So it's been in the swimmy waters of Pisces for quite some time, all last month actually, and I think I can speak for everyone when I say that we are ready. We are ready to move out of that transit. We are ready to move into Mercury and Aries, where there's a little bit more directive, there's a little bit more force behind our words, there's a little bit more intent, and we can be a little more clear. It can be, yes, aggressive, so we do want to watch how we're saying things and our tone, right? Tone really does set the tone for the situation, the conversation, the energy of the space that we've created with our messages. So we do want to watch that and make sure that it's not on the aggressive side or picking a fight side, which can very easily happen here. Mercury in Aries is going to be a lot more direct than it was in Pisces. So that should come as a welcome change for all of us. And when we have this direct energy and communication, it's really important to turn the focus in how this works best for us, and how this is going to work best for us is voicing and asking for what we want. We can be direct in communication. We can have that clear channel of request, of asking, of putting in the request with the spirit DJ and be like, this is what I want to hear. This is what I want you to play. And because we are clear, the response can then come back to us in a clear way as well. So get after what you want. That's going to be the theme pretty much for this month as we go on, as you'll see, but we're starting right off the bat with the Mercury in Aries and being direct in our communication and asking for what it is that we want. On April 9th, Mars in Gemini is going to form a square to Neptune in the sign of Pisces. This can have us feeling a little lost and confused, so not too far off of being very direct. We can enter the space of being detached from reality or from the reality we've been currently creating. It can make us feel a little bit removed from the space. So don't worry, this is part of the flow of it, but it also comes to bring in questions of, is this really what I want? Is this really the direction I want to go in? It allows us to reframe for a minute. So that's how we can use this to our advantage. So those feelings, let them come, they're going to come anyway, but try to use them in the way that is going to propel us forward once that energy leaves us. On April 11th, we have the new moon in Aries. Love a new moon in Aries. It's literally the first new moon of the year. New moon, Aries season, new moon in Aries, new, fresh, all this type of ripe energy just ready for the picking, right? So this is really the new moon where you can set some big ass intentions that you have every intention of going after, of getting it. That's Aries energy. Aries just doesn't sit and ask for something and wait for it to come. Aries says, I want this, and goes and gets it. So this new moon energy is asking you to focus on what you want, yes, but what you're also going to go get. And you will be supported in this. So set your thoughts, your energy, your manifestation rituals around what you want and what you're gonna go get. And notice I didn't say how, because the how is none of your business. How you're gonna go get something is not up to you. That doesn't matter. It's a non-starter. It doesn't matter. What you need to focus on is what. What do I want? And I'm gonna go get it, not how. On April 12th, Juno, the asteroid Juno, goes retrograde. And Juno is the asteroid of commitment, of relationships, of marriage. So it going retrograde, we're gonna see a lot of reframing, renewal energy, pausing energy on our commitments, on our relationships, and yes, our marriages. And when we say marriages, I don't know that this necessarily refers to the legal sense of marriage. It's what you're married to in your head, what you're married to in your heart, okay? So it doesn't necessarily need a document. So could you be in a long-term relationship and that counts as a marriage? Yes. Could you be committed to yourself and that counts as a marriage? Yes. Could you be committed to your job and that counts as a marriage? Yes. It's commitment. It's what you're married to. It's what your heart and soul have bound to and said, I have committed to this. That's a marriage, people. So this is what the areas that's going to affect your life. So look at what you've committed to, what you're being asked to commit to, what you've considered to commit to, maybe what you even haven't committed to, but you know that you should. The Juno retrograde is going to bring all those themes up to the surface for us to look at and examine and study. So by the time it goes back direct, we have a better understanding of how we want to move forward in these particular spaces in our life. On April 14th, it's your girl's birthday, but also Venus moves into Taurus. So we're gonna have some reasons to celebrate here. Venus was in Aries, it's moving into the sign of Taurus. So where it was in Aries and it was more direct and forceful and maybe a lot of sexy time as well, moving into Taurus can be more of a loving time. So sexy but more love behind, where Venus in Aries has sexy but more give it to me now, I want it type of thing. Excellent energy for one night stands, honestly. But Venus in Taurus is definitely more stable. It's definitely leaning more towards relationships, the groundedness, the feeling safe and secure in the love zone. So in this space, we can kind of maybe solidify our commitments or see our commitments within our relationships taking a more solid turn to where we can relax a little and feel like there's solid ground beneath us and trust in the love and the relationships that are around us. That's really what this energy lends itself towards. So if you're not in a space, you can maybe expect to feel like it's turning this way and or promote this energy to come towards you, because this is what this space allows. This is what this space supports. Venus in Taurus is about that long-lasting, stable, committed love. Also, because Venus rules finances as well as beauty, right? All things earthly, and Taurus does too, is also very abundant financially and beautiful. We can also see this being a time where we can feel really good about ourselves and the way that we look and the way that we are expressing ourselves and how we're projecting ourselves, how we're dressing. Or we can enter into the space of wanting to maybe change our look or wanting to be more expressive, and that's in alignment for how we feel about ourselves. And also, this is speaking of a very good financial time. Venus in Taurus is going to be really nice, matching with that Uranus in Taurus energy that we have. Uranus in Taurus, remember we talk about, is a lot of finances, but unexpected twists and turns when it comes to it. So Venus in Taurus kind of smooth the edges out a little bit and make it rain a little bit on us abundantly. So I really see this as a nice transit, and I'm really happy that it lands on my birthday because it's kind of like a little birthday gift to me, and I will be treating myself. So on April 19th, Mercury enters into the sign of Taurus. So Mercury wasn't in Aries very long, which is kind of a good thing, because the less time Mercury spends in Aries, the less potential fights can break out. So it's really nice. It's gonna move into Taurus, where it has a little bit more sensibility to it, a little more of the tempered energy behind it. Think of Taurus as the bull. They're very temperate. They can also be very temperamental, but more in a slow to burn way, versus Aries is always on fire, ready to go at the drop of a hat. So Mercury and Taurus, the communication can be a lot more effective here, a little slower, but also more stable. And on April 19th, the sun moves into the sign of Taurus. I do free weekly readings for my open classroom group. You can find more information on my Patreon, but every week I jump on there and we do a free group reading. And I pulled a card a couple weeks ago to kind of tell us what the energy of this next year will be, this next zodiacal year. So we were just going into it. I wanted to get the generalized energy of the year, and we pulled the Taurus card, and we know that this is also in the Chinese zodiac, the year of the ox. So Taurus bull energy is going to be huge, monumental for this year, and to me that means stability. That also means abundance. It means abundance. So get ready to have your bag open and wait for everything to fall in, because it's going to happen. Do we have to be in the right position? Yes. Are we still gonna have to work a little bit? Yes. Effort is required. But we are going to be supported in the energies of abundance. It's going to be all around us, and all you have to do is kind of grab it. Like being in those machines at Chuck E. Cheese where the dollars are flying up. Maybe it's tickets at Chuck E. Cheese, not dollars, but you know what I mean. Like on those game shows, they have the dollars flying around in the booths, and you have to grab as much as you can and shove it in. That's what this year is going to be like. It's going to be flying all around us, and you just have to grab it. So with the sun moving into Taurus, we are really entering into this zone for sure. And I feel like this is really setting the tone for the whole year. This is how it's going to be. We're going to have other energies to deal with for sure, but this is the general energy of the year, and it's going to be really, really nice. So everybody get ready, get your goggles on, get them fixed, and hands out and ready to grab what flies at you abundantly. On 4/20, Vesta, the asteroid Vesta, goes direct. It's been retrograde for a little bit, and now it turns direct motion, and Vesta is represented by devotion, what we are truly devoted to. And this also speaks to commitment and relationships and marriage. So the Juno going retrograde and the Vesta turning direct is going to be this push-pull energy. But Vesta's been retrograde, so it going direct, actually it has us giving more clarity to what we're actually going to devote to. While Juno is asking, are we going to commit? Vesta's like, I know what I'm going to devote myself to. I'm going to devote myself to this cause. I'm going to devote myself to this person. I'm going to devote myself to myself, to this path, to this purpose, to this journey. So there should be a lot more clarity around this on what we want to really pour into. On April 23rd, Mars moves into the sign of Cancer. So it's out of Gemini and it's into Cancer. I have absolutely loved this Mars Gemini transit. It has been amazing, especially coming out of that Mars Taurus transit, which was really slow, really lengthy. The Gemini was really nice, really fun, and now we're moving to the sign of Cancer, where it can settle more into stability, more into the home. So you'll find your focus turning towards your long-term goals, and also short-term as well, when it comes to your environment and your home and your relationships and your family. This is really where Mars is going to shine the light on that aspect, or those themes, right? The Cancerian themes. Also acting in a way and processing things, ideas in a way that leads more towards the divine feminine energies. So just like the opposite, where Mars in Aries is very more masculine energy and very like in your face and like, let's get it done and let's go and let's, yeah. Mars in Cancer is more like, let me be a little bit more nurturing, let me be a little softer, let me be a little more compassionate, understanding as I forge ahead and move towards my goals surrounding my home, where you want to set down roots, what your home is look like, what your environment's going to look like, planning for the future, planning for your relationships, taking care of those around you. On April 25th, Saturn in Aquarius is going to square Venus and Mercury, which are both in Taurus. So this energy can be very restrictive in how our structures are set up within our relationships and how we're communicating in those relationships and with everyone outside. So any type of communication and even money. I feel like even money is going to be a big theme here. So Saturn squaring the Venus and Mercury in Taurus here, we can maybe see a little bit of a tight squeeze on money, on budgets. Again, I said that this is going to be like a very abundant year, yes, but it doesn't come without challenges. It doesn't come without little hurdles that we have to jump over and get through. So this is going to be one of those hurdles. It's not going to last very long, but this time frame and what we do with it, how we react to this energy is so important. So make sure that you're not panicking, you're not freaking out, you're not losing your shit, that you understand that this is just like a little squeeze before it releases, right? Like a contraction before it releases. That's this energy. It's got a little bit of a contraction and then it'll let go again, right? So just breathe through it and you'll get through it. On the 26th, we have our full moon. It's going to be a super moon and it is known as the pink moon. And it's going to be the sign of Scorpio. So we've got a lot of good energies coming our way for this full moon. The super moon, meaning that it is going to appear larger than it normally does because the way that it's orbiting is going to be a little closer to the Earth, so we call it a super moon. And when it's closer, think about what the moon controls on this Earth. It controls the tides and it controls the water, and we're 90% water. So when it's closer, it has that much more of an effect on the things it controls, emotions. So we can be very emotional during this time. Others around us can be very emotional during this time. This can be an amazing time for release because it is also a Scorpio full moon. So a major time for release of things that we may be holding on to for a while or have been ignoring or trying to quiet down. Just shh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And now this full moon, because it's so much closer to us, is gonna like draw it out. It's gonna like pull those emotions out of us. So it can be heavy, yes, but I think cathartic. I think very cathartic. I think very releasing, very freeing type of energy coming our way with this full moon. And the color pink is linked to the heart chakra. So I feel like all of these things are lining up for us to really be in touch with our feels, like really be in them, be in touch with our soft side, be in touch with our emotions, and kind of swim in there for a bit so that we can get through it, so that we can let go of all these things we've been holding on to so we stop drowning in it. It's going to be a really powerful full moon. And then on April 27th, Pluto begins its retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So Pluto's been direct in Capricorn and now it's gonna retrograde. So reframing, it's kind of like taking that record and go, like going all the way back and restarting again. So, but from the beginning, from the top, let's take it from the top and let's look at the things that Pluto and Capricorn has brought to the table. And when we think Pluto and Capricorn, we're thinking of the things that had to be renewed and rebirthed, that were way hidden in the depths, way hidden in the shadows, structures that had to fall. Capricorn is very structures, it's very systems, it's very responsibility, right? Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so we have that same energy in there. So Pluto and Capricorn matching up is going to be this restructuring of a lot of systems, a lot of belief systems even, like deep-seated belief systems. And we saw a lot of that happening, especially last year. It kind of like came to a big head, right? Like a lot of this accumulated. And we have to think Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008 and it'll remain there until 2023. So it's a long ass transit. And this was kind of like the most intense we've been under it so far. So now it's gonna retrograde and now it's gonna be like, and what have we learned, boys and girls? What have we gained from this? That's what the retrograde's gonna ask you, is to take a look at the things that we've had to shine a light on in this space and write a book summary on it, like turn in your book report. What did you feel that you got from this? What was the experience? What are we doing with this going forward, right? So like really doing our homework on the transit is what the retrograde is asking for. All in all, a good month, a really energetic month. a seize the day, seize the moment type of month, which I think is going to be really nice to start the year off with. Love that Aries energy coming in strong this year, and I love the fact that this year is going to be a very Taurus energy year overall, because that means beauty, financial abundance, and stability. Yes. So I knew that I wanted to do a pink crystal for this month, and I almost reached for the same crystal that we used last April because it just fit again so well for this April. But I wanted to do something different, and it wasn't the last minute that Spirit showed me which crystal we were going to be using. I'm really stoked because this month is going to be pink tourmaline. And this is going to be unusual because I don't think a lot of us have pink tourmaline, but this is your message. This is your go ahead to go and find yourself some pink tourmaline. If you don't have pink tourmaline, watermelon tourmaline will also do. If you don't have that, obviously get one or the other. Pink tourmaline is actually fairly common in the form of rubellite, which is pink tourmaline in quartz. I think a lot of us may recognize it if I showed you a picture. I don't have one. This is my pink tourmaline. I have like a really nice long piece. I love her. I actually will use her as a pen and write spells with her. So I'll write it down in the air or write it on a piece of paper. I'll trace things that I've written, and then I fuse what I've written with the energies of pink tourmaline, which are chock full of self-love. Self-love, self-assurance, self-appreciation, really bringing the power to the self. Pink tourmaline also is full of determination, drive, commitment, also compassion. It is very gentle, but in a surprising way. So kind of like a quiet, powerful, quietly powerful, sneaky powerful. Pink tourmaline is clearly a heart chakra stone, but it links the crown to the heart or the heart to the crown. So really bringing in that compassionate spirituality connection, right? So we can be spiritual and not have any compassion, and you can be compassionate and not be spiritual, but having those two linked together really makes for a powerful combination for any healer worth their salt, honestly. It infuses spirituality with love. Really bringing in that divine love and also divine feminine energy, allowing that to be at the forefront, to take the lead, to be the softer, but just as powerful, energetic example for ourselves and for others. Pink tourmaline assists in the growth towards humanity's enlightenment. So it's also a really good crystal to go hand in hand with all of the Aquarius transits that we're still under, Saturn in Aquarius and Jupiter in Aquarius, helping us to move towards humanity's enlightenment. Pink tourmaline is an excellent supporter of that energy. It relieves stress and anxiety and depression. You can't be sad if you're holding pink tourmaline. It just makes you breathe a little deeper. It's just such a soft, loving energy. It really does open up that heart chakra and connect it with the crown so that you have an understanding, like this clarity come through. Absolutely adore pink tourmaline. It's also really great for kids because of how soft it is and how gentle it is, but how connecting it is. That children can work with this energy very easily and not be burnt out. Pink tourmaline provides emotional support. It's also very protective. It does protect the heart chakra and the emotions, which is going to be good for under that super pink moon, that full moon. This is also another reason why I wanted a pink crystal. I just felt like pink was the energy for this month. So this is the energy for the month. Also super interesting is pink tourmaline will help with motion sickness. So if you suffer from motion sickness, having pink tourmaline on you, next to you, holding it in your hand, meditating with it, can help to alleviate the symptoms and the stresses of motion sickness itself. And for those of us who menstruate, pink tourmaline helps to regulate the cycles, which a lot of us, we have irregular cycles. I don't know anybody who has like a super regular cycle. I think even every once in a while things can trip up because we're constantly shifting. Our bodies are constantly moving and doing things. The moon is constantly moving and doing things. So pink tourmaline helps to support more of a regular flow within ourselves. And pink tourmaline heralds and supports the new love, new relationships, new commitment, all of that new fresh energy that is surrounding us during this time of year and then this month. this is the crystal. She's such a lovely beauty. I would recommend getting pink tourmaline. Obviously, most pieces are going to be smaller than this. This is, again, a personal piece, and so it's kind of unusual. Most pink tourmalines would be pretty small. They're pretty expensive, but if you can get them in a quartz matrix, they're not that expensive at all. And just holding it by your heart chakra, meditating with it, you can even place it on the crown because you can link the two of them. Having two pieces would be ideal because you could place one on the heart and then one on the crown, or one in each hand for like motion sickness. Place it on the womb chakra or the sacral to help regulate your flow. Wherever you need this energy, it can support you in it. And it's just the perfect crystal for April. I love pink tourmaline. Okay, so for this month's oil, guys, don't make fun of me. I actually went to go get this month's oil because I kind of knew right away which oil I wanted. Once the crystal became clear, I said, okay, I know the oil that's gonna go with this. And I didn't realize that I was out of it. I used it a lot and I was completely out. I came and found an empty bottle. So fortunately, I do have a tiny little sample bottle that I received before I got my full bottle. So this was hidden in my collection. So this is the one that I have to work with. I have placed another one on order. It just hasn't gotten here in time because I just ordered it yesterday. But it's passion. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's passion oil. Passion oil is absolutely the perfect oil, perfect fit for this month, for the energies, and for that crystal. I also would recommend anointing your crystal in the passion oil. I think that's only going to help to bring out the energies and really amplify them. So anoint your crystal and anoint yourself with this. Passion oil has all the good stuff in it. It's got cardamom seed, it has vanilla bean, it has jasmine flower, it has cinnamon bark, damiana leaf, ginger, clove, and sandalwood. So it's filled to the brim with all the good. Oh my God. It's like a fire in my sacral. I could feel it, but I also felt it like right here, like trickle here and then right in there. Immediately too. It wasn't even like a slow burn. It's so good. I've just got a tiny bit in here. I'm so sad. I can't wait for my new bottle to come in. But passion oil really is going to embody everything that we need. It's going to help ignite the flames that's already here. And with that energy of going after and getting what you want, like voicing what you want and getting what you want and making shit happen for you in this abundant year, having the passion behind all of that. Passion fuels us, right? Passion fuels your purpose. It does, and if it doesn't, then you probably need a new purpose. You need to actually find what your purpose is if you're not fueled by the passion of it. We have to have that fire within us, that drive, that desire to continue to pursue and go after and want the things that we want. And this oil, it's just all bottled up in there. All that energy is just like right in here in this little bottle. I don't know how they did it. It's magic. It's amazing. It's witchcraft. I love it. So passion oil, I mean, obviously, I think we should put it on our heart. I'm not wearing the right shirt for it, so let's put it right here on my shirt. Put it on your heart. My shirt's thin. It'll go right through. Pulse points, because this oil, this is a perfume. This is a perfume, people. This is what you want to smell like. I'm just saying. Also behind your ear pulse points, because why not? Why not? Let's get some sexy time going up in here. Also on the crown, because that's where I felt it. And the sacral. You're going to put it on the sacral. Right on the sacral chakra. And again, anoint your crystal, anoint yourself, anoint your pillowcases with this. That would be also an excellent use for passion oil, for the sexy time right before bed. And just perfume it up with this stuff. It's a blend and it's got all the good in here. And again, I think this is such an amazing oil to really fuel and bring out and support the energies that we're working with this month. I actually couldn't find a more perfect oil. And I'm really glad I at least had this little sample, because I would be like, oh no, there's no oil. This will get me through until my bottle comes through. But you guys go get yourself some passion oil. Stacked. Message of the month. Message of the month. Soul Journey deck by Nancy Hess at SF Spirit House, as always, forever and always. This deck is will always have my heart for these readings. Also, I learned a new way to shuffle. I feel like I can almost kind of shuffle like a regular tarot reader. Look at that. I'm so impressed with myself. So I'm just gonna give this deck a quick shuffle. And and a card flew out. Awesome. So I think that's the one we're gonna use. I'm not even gonna, let's just stop right there. Self-examination. Self-examination. How do I proceed in making decisions for another while keeping the highest good for everyone in mind? Wow. I'm going to talk about my open classroom one more time, because in my read just this last week with them, we talked about how we needed to be the center of the universe, of our universe, how the sun is the center of the universe and is unselfishly giving and nurturing in everything that it pours into every other thing around it. It provides life, but it's still the center. And I feel like this is still a theme playing out here in how we need to make sure that we are in the center. We are the center. We are the sun. Embody more of that Leo energy, right? Like, I am the center of this universe. And from there, I give out and nurture and pour life into everything around me. It doesn't happen the other way around. We don't make something else the center and pour into it. We have to be the center and pour out. So I really like this, because I think this is right in line with that message of making sure that we are making decisions for another while keeping the highest good for everyone in mind, right? Taking care of everyone, but that means that you have to put yourself in the center. It does, and it's not selfish. It's actually selfless, because this is the way we get more shit done. This is the way we can be more loving. And that's the goal. That's the goal. So really reflect on how you can do this, how you can put yourself in the center, and then make the best decisions for everyone else, for everyone else's highest good. I love that. All right, we're moving right along to our mantras of the month. This month we have 4 mantras for the 4th month. I love the number 4. Might be because my birthday is on 4/14. I don't know, maybe. But the number 4 is my number. I see it everywhere. I really wanted to do 4 mantras this month, and they came really easily. And also, I think you guys are gonna find this funny. They're a little different, because every single one of these mantras is a verse from a song. I borrowed song verses from Ariana Grande, Lizzo, and Beyonce for our mantras, because they're powerful, and all 3 of those women really embody confidence and self-assuredness and self-love to such a high degree that they know what they're talking about. So why wouldn't we then take their lyrics and use those as personal mantras to borrow that energy, so that we can, until we can do it on our own, right? So these 4 mantras, you might recognize them. I'll go ahead and tell you, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to use these song lyrics as mantras for this month. So you know the drill. Grab your mala, mini mala, rosary beads, or altar beads to play along every day of this month. Take some time out to say your mantras, even if it's in the shower. Although I don't recommend doing a mala in the shower. I don't think you're supposed to get these wet. The mala just helps you to practice the consistency, the ritualistic nature of the mantras, but you can say them out loud anytime. I like to use the tool because it does help me to keep track of how many times I'm saying it and to be focused. When you're rubbing your hands over the beads, your mind and your body are all in one task. That's why these work so well. So for every bead, you're gonna repeat a mantra all the way around until you get all the way around. If you're working with a mini mala or altar beads, you're gonna wanna do it 3 to 4 times around. If you're working with a full-size mala or full-size rosary, once around is probably good, unless you feel like you need more. But mini mala, at least 3, I do 4, because that's my number. So the first mantra comes to us from Miss Ariana Grande, and it is, I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. One mantra. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. If that's not the energy for this month, I don't know what is. That's it. And that's why I was like, I've got to use these lyrics because they're so perfect for what we are doing this month, for what's surrounding us, for what we're being supported in. So remind yourself, I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. Go get it. Get it. And use this in conjunction with the new moon, with the Aries new moon. The second mantra is from Beyonce, and it's, I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it. I mean, enough said. That's so powerful. I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going after it. There's no other way around it. I want this, I'm going to go get it. So again, reiterating that energy, that confident, bold, courageous energy. The third mantra is from Lizzo, and it's, I'm my own soulmate. I know how to love me. Honestly, that's my favorite song Lizzo's ever done. That's my favorite Lizzo song is Soulmate. If you haven't heard it, please go give it a listen. It's pretty amazing, and that line is powerful. I'm my own soulmate. I know how to love me. Know how to love you. And that is so important that we do. And I don't think a lot of us spend a lot of time knowing how to love ourselves. We spend a lot of our time and effort knowing how to love someone else, but not enough in knowing how to love ourselves. So this is really important that we connect with that. So make it a mantra. I'm my own soulmate. I know how to love me. It's powerful. And then the fourth mantra, we're gonna round it right back over to Ariana. And it's, I get everything I want because I attract it. I get everything I want because I attract it. These might be the best mantras ever. Honestly, but I connect with these songs really hard on a deep level. I hope that you do too. If you haven't listened to them, please do. The first one's obviously 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. The second one is Formation by Beyonce. Third one is Soulmate by Lizzo. And the fourth one is Just Like Magic by Ariana. These songs are so empowering. Put them on a loop, put them on a playlist. Just have a song for a playlist song. Have those playing while you're saying your mantras. Shit, I mean, let that be the powerful word, the spoken word. Let that energy overcome you, overtake you. Let it speak to you on a spiritual level. That's what we're doing with these mantras. We're taking these lyrics and applying them on a spiritual level. And oh my God, it's gonna be such a good shift. This is gonna be such a good month, and we're really gonna start this year off on an amazing foot. I just feel it. I'm really excited for this year. It's gonna be good. Taurus energy, let's go. Let's also guard against being stubborn though with that Taurus energy. We don't wanna be stubborn. We wanna just be ready to catch the money. Okay guys, that's it for April's ESR. This is a really fire one. I hope that you feel that. I hope that you can feel it in your bones and your soul on how much fire this month is gonna bring, how much awakening energy this is gonna bring, and how much it is a lot about the self and loving the self and then radiating that outwards. You can catch me on my website, Instagram, or Facebook if you need me. I'm gonna leave my information here. Also, my Patreon is always open. Open Classroom is always open, looking for more students to join. So it's only $5 a month. Check it out. And until then, I'll see you right back here for next month's ESR. Bye.